हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. Om आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु। ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम्। We shall chant the mantras from the beginning of 7th chapter. Om Adhihi Bhagavati Upasasada Sanatkumaram Naradaha Tagam Hovacha Yadvetha Tena Nopasida Tatasta Urdhvam Vakshamiti Sahovacha Rigvedam Bhagavo Adhyemi Yajurvedam Samavedam Atharvanam Chaturtham Itihasa Puranam Panchamam Vedanam Vedam Pitryam Rashim Devam Nidhim Vako Vakyam Ekayanam Deva Vidyam Brahma Vidyam Bhuta Vidyam Kshatra Vidyam Nakshatra Vidyam Sarpadeva Jana Vidyam Etad Bhagavo Adhyemi. So we are seeing this 7th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. There is the story of Naradji approaching his brother Sanatkumara. So Naradji requested his brother, please teach me, Adhihi Bhagavaiti. Please teach me this self-knowledge. Ha Upasasada Sanatkumaram. So approaching his brother Sanatkumar, Naradji requested him to teach him self-knowledge. Then the brother said, you first tell me whatever you know, already know. Then I will tell you what is further. So yad vedtatena no pasida tatastha urdhvam vakshamiti sahovacha. Then Naradji gives a long list of all that he has learned, a very impressive list in which he says that I have learned the Rig Veda. Rig Vedam Bhagavo Adhyemi. Then Yajurvedam, Samavedam, Atharvanam Chaturtham. And also Yajurved, Samaved and Atharvanaved. These are the 4 Vedas which are Anadi, Ananta and Apaurushaya. Anadi means beginningless. They don't have any beginning, means they don't have any cause. They are always there. They are eternal. Ananta means vast, infinite. And Apaurushaya means not of any human origin or not even of any origin of through some devatas. It is spontaneous expression of that Supreme Brahma. So Anadi Ananta Paurusheya Vedas, they have the knowledge of everything, of karma, that is dharma, as well as Brahma. Narada says, not only the Vedas, I also have studied the Itihasa, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata, also Puranam Panchamam. So Itihas, Puranam, Panchamam. So Itihas and Purana are considered the 5th Vedas. Then he says, I have studied Vedanam Veda, that is Vyakarana. Vyakarana means grammar. Grammar is also very important because without grammar we will not understand what the Upanishads, what the Vedas, what the Itihas, Puranas are saying. So Naradji says, I have learned grammar. Then Pitryam, all the Shraddha karmas dedicated to the ancestors. Then Daivam. Daivam is Utpatat Jnana, the knowledge of calamities, natural calamities which might happen, like earthquake, famine, flooding, etc. Then Nidhim, the science of understanding the hidden wealth, minerals, wealth, jewels, which are there within the earth, even water, which are all hidden inside this earth. There is a science of knowing exactly where they are and how one can extract them. The earth which we are living is very, very rich. It has got enough wealth to sustain a life for a long, long time. Only because of our greed and mismanagement, we experience poverty, etc., in this world. Then Vako Vakyam. Vako Vakyam is logic, Nyaya, the ability, the science of understanding the logic behind sentences, words, etc. Because only when we understand this logic properly, we will be able to grasp the intricate knowledge which is revealed in the Shastras. Then Ekayanam is this Niti Shastra of ethics of how we should behave in the world. Then Deva Vidyam. Deva Vidya is a Niruptam, the etymology, the meanings of words, the dictionary. Narada says, I have learned this, which gives us a vast vocabulary to comprehend whatever we hear, whatever we read. So, vast vocabulary is also very important because the more words we know, the more facets and intricacies of life we understand also. Slowly, a lot of our languages are getting extinct, and with them, a lot of these words also disappear, and it what you call reduces our understanding of the world also. So this vocabulary is very important. So that is Deva Vidya. Then Brahma Vidya. Brahma is another name for the Vedas. So Rig Ved, Yajurved, Samaved. So Vidya regarding those Vedas are Shiksha, Kalpa, Chanda, and Chittayaha, means the knowledge of pronunciation and ritual and poetic meters and about how to kindle fire, etc. Then Bhuta Vidya is Bhuta Tantram, knowledge about the elements, the secret of the five elements. Because the more and more we understand the secret of these elements, the more we will understand the mystery of the world. Even in the field of science, they keep investigating, trying to find out the mystery of these 5 elements. So they discovered so many different types of elements in nature, having different physical and chemical properties. Then also the properties of water and air, and even the space. Space is also matter. So space is also very mysterious. Science is trying to understand the deeper uh, mysteries of this space also. So that is the science of elements, the Bhuta Vidya it is called. So Naradji knows about it. Then Kshatra Vidya is knowledge about weapons like Dhanurveda and all, archery, other firearms. So it's very important for self-defense, for protecting dharma. All our devtas also carry their own favorite weapons. Even Devi, she carries a lot of weapons. So weapons are also very important. Even in our body, naturally we have those weapons like our nails and teeth and all. But we also can understand other weapons which also becomes helpful, especially for the Kshatriyas. Then Nakshatra Vidya, the science of astrology and astronomy. Actually, astrology is based on astronomy only. So Jyotisham it is called. So the Vedas, which talks about various types of rituals, those rituals they have their own importance when they are performed at a particular place and at a particular time. So the sthana, the place where the ritual is performed, should also be properly selected, and the time, which is the muhurta. So all important rituals are done at a specific time only. It doesn't depend on the English calendar. It depends on Tithi, Nakshatra, Vara, Karana, etc., based on the Panchanga, which is based on the movement of the stars and planets. The exact Muhurta is determined to perform the karma, because when it is done at that particular Muhurta, then only it will have effect. Even worldly, for example, if we want to sow some seeds, if it is sown at a proper time, then it will grow properly. So those who are into agriculture, they know when to till the soil, when to sow the seed, which is the best time to do it. If they go wrong, then the whole crop may get wasted. So Jyotisham is a science of time, the right muhurta. Then Sarpadeva Janavidyam. Sarpadeva Janavidyam, Sarpavidya, science about snakes. So snakes also are very interesting beings. And most of our devatas also, they are surrounded by these snakes. Bhagwan Vishnu, he lies down on a snake. Sheshashayi, Ananta. Bhagwan Shivji, he has got snakes around his neck and on his body. Even Lord Ganesha, he holds a snake. So this science about snakes is also one of the science which is called Garudam and all, which is also learned by Naradji. Then Deva Jana Vidyam. Deva Jana Vidya is Gandha, Yukti, Nritya, Gita, Vadya, Shilpa, Adi, Vijnanani. These fine arts, this kala, like about perfumes, how to make different types of perfumes. There are people who are so expert from the natural elements, natural things available like flowers and other leaves and other things. They can make wonderful perfumes which affects our mind. Actually, our five sense organs, they affect our mind. Not only what we see, what we hear, what we taste, but also what we smell affects our mind. And whenever certain incidents also happen in our life, it gets stuck in our mind. The smell, the fragrance also gets stuck in the mind. When the same fragrance we get again, we are reminded of that incident. So the science of perfume is also interesting. Even certain type of diseases can be cured by utilizing appropriate perfumes. So Gandha, Yukti, Nritya. Nritya means dance. Naradji knew the dancing also. Then Geeta, singing. Then Vadya, playing different musical instruments. Then Shilpa, Shilpakala, means sculpture, sculpting. Shilpadi Vijnanani. All this Naradji had gained knowledge. So not only the knowledge of the Shastras, but knowledge of different Vidyas and knowledge of different Kalas. So all these are important in our life to make our life holistic and to get maximum from this world. So Naradji was well educated. In fact, in our tradition, when a student is to go to the teacher is to teach the student all this, not only the Vedas, but the different Vidyas and different Kalas also, so that a student becomes against the all-round understanding. Then he can specialize in one particular art or something, but otherwise will have a general understanding of everything. So very holistic education. So Naradji said, I have learned all this. So if Naradji has learned so much, then what was the need for him to again approach a teacher? What more did he want to learn? Or what different thing he wanted to learn? That is now revealed by Narada himself in the next mantra, mantra number 3. Let us chant. Soham bhagavo mantra videvasmi natmavita shrutam heva me bhagavad tarati shokamatmavita iti soham bhagavad shocami tamma bhagavan shokasya param tarayatviti tagam hovacha yad vaikinchadetat adhyagishtha namai vaitata. It's very beautiful. Naradji says that Soham Bhagavo Mantravid Eva Asmi, that Hey Bhagwan, he is addressing his own elder brother as Bhagwan. Because here Naradji has approached as a sincere student who should have that reverence towards his teacher. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurureva Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So one should consider the teacher as Sakshat Bhagwan only. So Soham Bhagavo Mantra with Eva Asmi. So Naradji says, Hey Bhagwan, I am only mantra with. I have acquired only the word knowledge of all these sciences and arts in Shastra. I know the mantra, I know them very well. Means I have a very good grasp of all the subjects. I can practice them also. But na atmavid, but I am not atmavid. I am not a knower of my own self. I am a mantravid, but not atmavid. Means I know about the world, I know about the various karmas and their phalas, I know various arts. I have also heard about Atma also. But I have collected word meanings. I do not know the Atma actually. I have no direct realization of my own self. So I am not Atmavid. See, this is also very important that we should know what we know and we should also know what we don't know. Because when we understand what we don't know and when we accept it, then only we will develop that humility and we will be able to surrender to our teacher. In Bhagavad Gita also, Arjuna realized, though in the first chapter he kept on talking like a great philosopher, but then he realized that I really don't know. He accepted his ignorance. He said, Dharma sammudha chetaha, that I am totally confused about dharma. I don't know exactly what to do and what not to do. I cannot arrive at any conclusion. I cannot arrive at any decision. I am thoroughly confused. And this confusion is also is giving a lot of sorrow to me. So here also Naradji, though he was so learned, normally if we have some possession, whether it is worldly possession or even internal possessions like having some talents or having some knowledge, normally people tend to become proud. We may have one or two talents and we become very proud about it. But Naradji, though he was multi-talented and widely read and very, very educated and great scholar, but he did not keep all that abhiman in his head. Why? Because he came to know that even with all this knowledge, I have not understood myself. And I am still miserable. Because ultimately, whatever we do, we should try to gain that happiness. If after gaining all knowledge, if after gaining all wealth, if after gaining all positions, name, fame in this world, if I fail to become happy, then I have not achieved anything. Then it is as good as zero only. So Naradji says that I have gained this mantra, I am a mantravit, but not Atmavit. I don't know my own self. And I have heard, therefore I came here. What did you hear? He says, Shrutam hi eva me bhagavad drishebhyaha. I have heard from Mahatmas like yourself, great enlightened people like yourself, I have heard that tarati shokam atmavit. It's a very famous phrase. Ki tarati shokam atmavit. That atmavit means a knower of Atma crosses over all grief, all sorrow. Means only a knower of Atma crosses over all sorrow. Nobody else. We might gain everything of this world and other world, but if we have not gained self-knowledge, we will not transcend sorrow. Tarati shokam atmavit. Iti, I have heard this, and soham bhagava shochami, and hey Bhagwan, I am grieving, means I am not fully free of all sorrow and grief. Because when we are unaware of our own self, when we are not enlightened, when we are identified with our false notions of ourself, we will experience a sense of incompleteness, misery, pain, fear. All these different types of afflictions will be there. Because nothing in this world can give us happiness, because happiness lies in our own self. If that self itself is not recognized and realized, then there is no happiness anywhere. So Naradji, he revealed this to his teacher. He says, Ki soham bhagavah shochami, that I am grieving, I have this grief, I have sorrow. Therefore, I have approached you. So, tamma bhagavan shokasya pare tarayatviti. I have approached you. So, hey Bhagwan, take me across this grief. Take me across this grief. Means give me that self-knowledge and make me free of all grief, all sorrow. So thus he surrenders to his teacher. Then his teacher tells him, Tagam hovacha. To him, Sanat Kumar said, Ki yadvai kincha etat adhyajishtha. That whatever you have learnt, you gave me this long list of all the things which you have learnt, you have studied, you have gained knowledge. But all that you have learnt is can be conveyed with one word only. And what is that? Nama eva etat. What you have learnt is only naam, only name. You have only picked up name. You have not realized the essence. It's very interesting. So before we read Shankara Theory's Bhashya, let me just give an example to understand what is all this. See, for example, we see something in this world, any object of this world. For example, this apple. This apple is there. When I look at it, I gain the knowledge of its akar, of its shape, of its form. And I also know the name. So when I see the apple, the mind creates the image of this apple. In the mind, the image of this apple gets created. And also, I know the name. Now, suppose this apple is there. Let us say on a table, this apple is kept, and 10 people are sitting around the table. How many of them can eat this apple completely? One apple is there. 10 people are there. How many of them can eat this apple completely? You have to answer, huh? This is not a. You have to show that you are still awake and listening to me. So you just answer. It's a simple question. Yeah, very good. So only one person can eat. Very intelligent, very nice. Now another little difficult question. How many people, okay, these 10 people are there. How many people can carry the image and the name of the apple? How many people who are sitting there, 10 people are sitting there, how many of them can carry the image and the name of that apple? All 10 of them. All 10 will carry. It's so mysterious that this apple is an object. And in our mind, the knowledge of its form and its name happens. That is our knowledge of this apple. But the matter, the vastu, it remains outside only. It doesn't come in our mind. What comes in our mind is just an image and a name. The vastu is outside only. Similarly, whatever we know about this world is just the image and names. The actual object, the actual world remain outside only. Whatever we pick up in our buddhi is just the images having names. Not only names of the objects, but even the activities have names. When I say I'm running, I'm walking, or somebody is walking, it's just a name. Though walking is a verb, but that walking is a verb is just a name. So every knowledge which we pick up in this world has got this separation. Then the name and the form is picked up by me, but that object remains outside only. The object is not fully understood also. Object is not fully understood. So it's a very interesting point. Slowly we will come to understand more and more beauty of this. So here by studying Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, Narathi had picked up, not only Narathi, but anybody who studies, we pick up only the names of the object and their activities. The names are picked up. So that alone is our that knowledge, and based on that knowledge we perform karma. So we perform karma and we get whatever results. So here the teacher begins with this thing, name, which was mentioned in the previous chapter also, which we studied, wherein the teacher had given the example of a pot and clay. So the teacher had said this pot is just a name based on our word, Vacharambhanam Vikar, the modification, this clay which has modified into this pot, that pot, the modification is just a vikar based on a name. The actual object is clay only. Similarly, the shape apple which is there in my mind and the name apple which is there in my mind is just a vikar with this name apple. The actual object is this apple, which remains unknown to me. Similarly, Even if we learn about Atma and Brahma, we might just pick up names and may not experience the actual the tattva. We may know about Atma, we may know about Brahma, but we may not know Brahma. Eating the apple is something different. Knowing about apple is different. When we know, we just collect a name, a form in our mind. But actually, eating the apple, experiencing the apple is something different only. So here, Naradji is confessing that I have studied all these texts and all the arts and other vidyas, but I have failed to gain self-knowledge. I have failed to gain self-realization. Therefore, I am unhappy. I still grieve. So now let us read Shankaracharya's commentary and understand this mantra in more depth. Shankaracharya he says कि सोहम भगव एतत् सर्वं जानन अपि मंत्रविद एव अस्मि शब्दार्थ मात्र विज्ञानवान एव अस्मि इति. Naradji is telling that though I have gained all this knowledge, but I am only mantravid. I only know the mantras. Mantras are just words with names having meaning. So Shabdartha Matra Vijnanavan Eva Asmi. I know the meaning of those words. Because Sarvo hi Shabdaha Abhidhanam Atram. Abhidhanam cha Sarvam Mantreshu Antarbhavati. Because all words are nothing but names only. Even those words conveying some actions are nothing but names. When let us say somebody tells me you peel this banana and eat. So when I hear that statement, those words are there and they are names of not only activity but of the object also. Peel is the activity. Peel the banana and eat. Banana is a name. Eating is activity, but it is also a name of that activity. So in this way, all words are names only. They are just names, and that is called abhidhana. So abhidhana matram cha sarvam mantreshu antarbhavati. And all the names are contained in the mantras. The mantras of the Vedas, the Itihas, Puranas are vast storehouse of names, names of objects, and names of actions, and names of results, names of different people, names of their activities, names of karma phala, all names and names only. Mantravid eva asmi, mantravid karmavid ityartaha. So Narad says, I am mantravid means I am also the knower of karma. So by studying all this, we come to know about our dharma, about karma also, what we should do, what we should not do, etc. Because mantreshu karmani iti hi vakshati na atmanam vedmi. Because all mantras they convey karma. So I know karma, Naradi says, but na atmanam vedmi, but I don't know atma. I don't know atma. See, when I know something, there is I, the knower, then there is this my equipment to know, intellect, senses, mind, and the object which has to be known. So I, the knower, the instrument, and the objects are there. So whatever objects are there in the world, they are known to me through my mind, my intellect. So I remain different. The mind intellect remains different. The knowledge in that mind intellect remains different. And even if I collect lots and lots and lots of knowledge in my mind intellect, it will remain different from me. It is not me. The knowledge collected about me also is not me. The knowledge about apple which I have is not the apple. That knowledge will not give me that satisfaction of tasting the apple. Similarly, the knowledge of the self is not the self. So all mantras, they talk about different karmas. But then there is a question which Shankaracharya raises. He says, Ki nanu atma api mantraihi prakashyata eva iti katham mantravid chet na atmavid. Shankaracharya raises this question as though a student is asking this question, that you are saying that through this mantra only karma is understood. But through this mantra, even Atma can be known. Because Atma also is revealed through mantras only. When we say Upanishads, which are included in the Vedas, which Naradji has studied, in the Upanishads also the Atma is revealed, and it is revealed through mantra only. So how come Naradji is only mantravid and not atmavid? How come he is knower only of mantra and not of atma? Because through the mantra, atma is revealed. How he is not a knower of atma? So Shankaracharya replies, he says, "Na, this is not right." He says, "Abhidhana abhidheya bhedasya vikaratvat." Abhidhana means name, and abhidheya means the object which is named. That difference between name and the object which is named, that difference is just a modification. And as long as the difference is there, we have really not known that object. The difference is only a modification, and all modification is not Atma. Nacha vikara Atma Atmishyate. If I know only the name and only the form intellectually, and the object is different from that name and form, then the name and form which I know is just a vikar, is just a modification, and it is not the Atma. Further, Shankaracharya says, कि ननु आत्मा अपि आत्मा शब्देन अभिधीयते. But Atma is also revealed by the word Atma. Shankaracharya says no. That word Atma doesn't reveal the word, reveal Atma. He says na yato vacho nivartante yatra na anyat pashyati ityadi shrutehe. Because it is said in the Shruti that words also do not reach that Atma. Words also do not define that Atma. In that Atma Jnana, there is no division of words and the meaning of the word and the object. In that realization of that Atma, there is no division of knower, knowing, and known. The division is not there. I can never know the Atma objectively. Atma is only known subjectively, is only realized. Therefore, in Upanishad also we have seen that Atma is indicated as different from the known and beyond the unknown also. Different from the known and beyond the unknown. See, knowing and not knowing is the activity happening with the help of the intellect. Knowing and not knowing is the activity happening with the help of the intellect. When I use my intellect, I know something, I don't know something. But what about the Atma, the knower? In that Atma, there is neither knowing nor not knowing. Like when we are in deep sleep, when the intellect remains dormant, when the intellect, the mind, the senses remains inactive, when I am alone in deep sleep, there is no knowing and there is no not knowing also, because this knowing, not knowing is the activity of the intellect. And the intellect comes to know something or do not know something with the help of some words. So even when the word Atma is used, intellect might imagine something, might think something, but that is not the Atma. The intellect might create an image of that Atma, but that is not Atma. Because Atma is that where even the words do not reach. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. That Atma is that where words return back along with the mind without touching that Atma. If that is the case, again another question is asked. Shankaracharya asked question कि कथम तर्हि आत्मा एव अधः अधस्तात् स आत्मा इत्यादि शब्द आत्मानं प्रत्याययन्ति. That if you say words also cannot reach that Atma, words also cannot define that Atma, then how come words are used to point out that Atma? How come words like Atma is above, Atma is below, Atma is on the right, Atma is on the left, in this way, through words that Atma is pointed out, and how that knowledge of that Atma happens, that is the question, and that question Shankaracharya answers in a very beautiful way that we will see in our class on Wednesday. So till then, you take care. Be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again. Think about it. If you have any questions, you can ask. You can just write it down in the comment section. Contemplate, and it's very interesting. This slowly it will become more and more interesting and very clear. So we will meet again on Wednesday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. जय जय राम बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।